I wanted to give you a short encouragement from my home to yours. Today, looking at Psalm 95, which starts, "Come, let us sing for joy to the Lord. Let us shout to our rock." And some of you heard sing, shout, and rock and thought this was about your favorite Christian rock bands. Obviously, that's not what we're going for, but the rock is meant to be the Lord. Now, that picture of the Lord as our rock, it shows up various times through the Bible, and often we're given this picture that a rock is something that's steady, that's firm, that's secure, it's unchanging. A rock stays a rock. It's strong. A rock is a good thing to build a shelter and a refuge out of. A rock is a good place just to build on in general because it's a firm foundation. All of these pictures of rock through the Bible and how God is this steady, sure, strong thing. But I think in Psalm 95, rock is being used in a slightly different way. And here's why. As you continue through Psalm 95, it says, sing, shout, let's worship, let's bow down, let's give him all of the honor that he deserves. And today, if you hear God's voice, don't harden your hearts like you did at Massa and at Meribah, where you tested and tried the Lord. Now, what history is that talking about? We have these versions that are given to us in Exodus 17 and Numbers 20. It seems to be two different stories, but very similar circumstances of what happens. So this is back just a little bit after the Hebrew people had been enslaved in Egypt. God did these miraculous saving acts, like the 10 plagues and the parting of the Red Sea, so that his people are no longer in slavery, but they've come out and they're free and they're on their way to the promised land. But to get there, they go through a wilderness. And so in both of these instances, we see that they're going through the wilderness. Now, what happens in a wilderness? Think things like scarcity of resources. Think feeling of isolation to a degree. Think thirst, right? And all they have around them are like sand and rocks, but they don't have a lot of water. It's a wilderness. So the people come up to Moses and they say, "What did you do to us? Did you just bring us out here so we can die? Did God just bring us out here so we can die? What was the whole point of doing all those other miracles? So that we would die here from thirst. We were better off before." And so it's them almost sort of saying, "Oh, is God some kind of stupid that he did this? Did God just become absent-minded?" We'll find out that it's really his people that have been absent-minded. But Moses has heard these complaints, these quarrels, which is why the place gets named Massa Meribah, because that means quarreling and testing. And Moses goes to God and says, "God, I got a problem. The people want to stone me. So you're the Lord our rock. Please don't let them use that rock to now kill me. And what are you going to do?" And God directs Moses in both instances, "Go stand by a rock, and I'm going to make water come out from it." Moses does. He goes by the rock. He tells the people. And I can understand why people would be like, "I don't need a rock right now. Sing to the Lord our rock. I don't need the Lord my rock. I need the Lord my water. I need something else. I've seen rock. I'm bored of rock. Give me something else than rock." But Moses is like, "God said, here's your rock." And then eventually water starts to come from that rock and gives the people and their livestock enough to drink, and they're saved, and they're fine. But God still says, "I'm unhappy with you. You tested and you tried me." Sometimes the rock that you don't want is the rock that has what you need. So what does that mean for us? When we read things like Psalm 95, "Come, let's sing for joy to the Lord, our rock." Sometimes you may not feel like God is rock or some other analogy, right? Where we'll be like, "I'm not really needing that right now. I could use something else." And for some people, being in this Corona lockdown time, it feels like a wilderness. It feels like scarcity of resources and isolation. It feels like what I don't need right now is a rock, because I just want to hit my head against a rock. Like, I want to do something else. You can't always get what you want, But if you try, sometimes you find the Lord gives you what you need. And so, my hope for you is that today, if you hear His voice, you won't harden your hearts. And that if you find that the Lord is offering you a stone, that you won't think that He's giving you something bad, but instead you'll find that He's planning to give you something miraculous. He's taken care of us this far. He hasn't become absent-minded. And so, don't forget the good things He's done. And trust that He's got good things ahead.